And welcome back. A Utah woman says her school failed to protect her, and that's why Kinley Nelson is suing Southern Utah University.
Despite a protective order against a male student, Nelson claims SUU wouldn't do anything to keep her safe. For every crime, there's a story, and the truth matters. Here's ABC4 Senior Crime and Punishment correspondent Marcos Ortiz with tonight's Justice Files.
Kinley Nelson was horrified by reports of Lauren McCluskey's murder at the University of Utah. She could relate. She says the same thing was happening to her at SUU. Only difference, she survived.
So it was the fall semester of 2017, and it was my first semester at SUU, and I had been awarded a full tuition music scholarship, so I was going there to kind of pursue my love for music. The first week of classes, we were paired up with another student in one of the classes to kind of help each other throughout the semester.
Kinley Nelson says the student she's teamed with becomes her nightmare. He makes sexual advances, asks her out on dates. She refuses, and throughout the year, Nelson says he becomes more aggressive.
He started making kind of like sexual comments towards me. He started coming to my apartment late at night, early in the morning, and was just becoming very manipulative.
She gets a text from the male student saying he's going to kill himself. She reports it to school officials.
Title IX, they told me to file a police report and kind of take this to the courts.
She gets a protective order. The student is told not to make any contact with her, but once back in class, he sits right next to her. She tells the professor about the stalking injunction.
That professor informed me that he didn't see anything, that he wasn't paying attention, he didn't notice anything out of the ordinary. And that was terrifying for me.
She files a complaint with campus police, and eventually the male student faces criminal charges for violating the court's order. Months later, he's charged again. She seeks protection from Title IX, but her music professor kicks her out of class.
He was being valued more than me. Like, I was the victim. I was the one going through this terrifying experience, not knowing if I was going to be safe going to class every day. And yet I was the one getting taken out of classes, and my opportunities were taken away.
Her parents complain, and the school lets her back into class. They demand a Title IX investigation and show the 2 criminal charges, which by now he pleads guilty to.
A few weeks later, Title IX informed me that they had decided that he didn't do any of the things I stated, that he wasn't guilty.
All this happens while University of Utah student Lauren McCluskey is murdered by her ex-boyfriend. Allegations that campus police failed to protect her led to a lawsuit against the school.
One of the meetings that we had with Title IX and SUU PD, my parents came and we talked about that, about how we were terrified that I was going to be the next Lauren McCluskey, and how I didn't want that to happen.
She's now suing SUU for failing to protect her.
So at the point where someone is being harassed, stalked, and pursued the way that Kinley was in this matter, the university has an obligation to do something to help her continue to take classes. And in fact, they did the opposite.
Nelson says she refuses to back down.
I want women to be heard. I want them to be believed and feel supported when they feel like they're in danger.
Nelson still attends SUU, but had to give up her passion for music. She switched majors in order to distance herself from the male students. Our calls to SUU were not returned. For the Justice Files, Marcos Ortiz, ABC4 News.